So we're just making a video about our turbo. We literally a brand new engine, brand new turbo on the Defender here, and we took it, going for its MOT, literally probably a mile and a half down the road with plumes of black smoke at the back. Oh, hello John! Here's Mac, who's one of our mechanics, going to explain what happened.
So basically what happened was this turbo was fitted a few months ago when the engine was built and installed. Up until today we haven't actually run it because we've had electrical work to do. So today we got the engine running, idled fine in the workshop, seemed to be okay. Started to leave the workshop and we noticed a complete lack of power. Then Billy and I started to notice kind of at first it sounded like a hissing or like a sucking noise. It was a bit odd. I thought at first it might have been a leaking vacuum pipe, but it was only happening when it was under load. So the first corner that I went round, I looked in my mirror as I went round the corner, and I had plumes of black smoke. Looked like somebody set off a black smoke grenade. So yeah, that pointed me straight to the turbo, and then as we sort of went further up the lane looking for somewhere to turn around, we started hearing like a catching noise, which I assumed was the vanes actually catching the inside. So you notice that I can't actually get it to spin properly because it probably doesn't come across very well, but there's a flat spot on the bearing. So what that's led us to do is we've had to take this off, and we're having to fit another turbo that we've sourced from elsewhere, and yeah, that's what it is. Right,
that's it. So literally less than 3 miles driven on it.
Less than 3 miles. You can see that it's clearly still silver. It's still actually got all the
just starting to burn off slightly there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's barely even got hot enough to burn the paint off. You can still see the silver paint on there that it comes in initially, and on there underneath the bottom of the manifold. Looking inside there, that's exhaust paste obviously, but
one thing we should reiterate, when we got it back here, we disconnected the oil hose to make sure the oil was on, turned the engine over, or just turned the ignition over to make sure we'd oil into it, and we got a good spurt of oil through there, like, you know.
Yeah.
So there was no problem with no oil in it. It was just, you know, we know these things happen, but you know, we want to log this so we can do a return on this.
We can see that there's thick soot that's coming in there, which suggests to me that the fuel hasn't been burning correctly inside the cylinders. So as it's come out of the exhaust, it's massively sooted the exhaust up. Yeah. And over 3 miles, I wouldn't expect that level of soot.
There you go. So anyway, that's it. We just wanted to log this. It's 30th of August just now. We probably fitted it, or we probably bought these turbos 2 months ago, possibly.
A little longer than that.
Probably a little longer than that. And but as Max says, hasn't been run until today, and that was just before we took it to the MOT centre. So there you go. This is for Engine Envy, who sourced these turbos from wherever he got them from, and this is for Tom so he's got some log of it. So what you done today, mate?
Hey?
Tell us about your nightmare day.
My nightmare day started with an ignition switch that was draining my battery. It was terrible. Alright. So what happened was I tracked a fault back to the ignition switch where the positive and the negative across the switch were touching. Found this out by putting a voltmeter on my battery and watching it count down like a stopwatch. And as soon as I undone all of the ignition leads, it stopped counting down. Checked all my wire and all the rest of it, come to the conclusion I needed a switch, so I had to change that. No sooner did I change that, we got it ready for an MOT, which was supposed to be around about 4 o'clock today. So the lads all went like an F1 team to try and get everything done. clean the windscreen down, check all the lights, check all the levels, everything we could. And me and Billy McLeod, we decided to go up to the MOT place. And about a mile and a half out, we discovered that we started having a bit of trouble. It started making all kinds of funny noises, which I put down at first to a leaking vacuum pipe. And then as it got worse, our turbo started to disintegrate. And it started rubbing on the casing, making all kinds of noises. I realised as soon as we revved it up that we were pouring black smoke out the back. So we've had to come back here and we dipped into our spares to replace the turbo. So we've all sort of put in a big effort to get the turbo done, various other little bits and pieces just to make sure everything's 100% right for tomorrow morning, because tomorrow is the day that we set off, and we still haven't got an MOT for this. We're very confident of it passing. We're just about to take it round the block for a final test drive just to make sure everything's all right, but we're feeling very confident about it.
And look at that, it's dark out there as well. Dark o'clock.
What time is it? Quarter to 10.
Quarter to 10.
Quarter to 10 on Thursday night.
Like I said,
10 o'clock.
Like I said in a post yesterday, if this was DIY SOS, we're following the script, you know, so everybody will come in crying in a minute.
We lead in 13 hours. We lead in, just put that in perspective, we lead in 13 hours.
There you go. We'll be there,
Yeah,
the guys are still just doing last minute checks.
Yeah.
But listen to this engine, it's sounding good. And that's us. So this is us just before we set off. Yeah, as you can see, we got a fantastic horn on the vehicle. How good does that look? Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at VIA Charity.